Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today we're going to be looking at if an Android smartphone is worth it from Wish. Alright, so this is the packaging that it came in. See, cell phone P20. Alright, let's get started. Let's rip this baby open. Alrighty. So we have another box. Okay. This baby. Probably got some scissors. That's okay. Alright, first thing in the box is charger. There's a charger, wires for charging, a thank you card with instructions and leaving feedback and everything. And here's the phone itself. There we go. Packaged very well. I will give them that. Go. So here's the phone. Take it out. It's in a nice little sleeve. You pull it out. Oh, this actually isn't that bad. It's a nice little case too. Let's see if it powers on. Oh, it does. Nice. It's pretty lightweight so far. Alright, now we're going to just go through some settings here. Alright, let's go to settings, and then let's go to the bottom just to see. Here's all the different settings, and we're going to go to storage, see how big it is. It's 32 gigabytes. Here's a breakdown of everything that's on the phone. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to About Phone. Here we can see status of the phone, the model number, the version of the Android, which is 7, the build number, custom version, so on and so forth. So here's the camera. I took a picture. You can't really see it that well, but it doesn't really give that much of the greatest pictures. It's kind of what you expect from a 5 megapixel camera. Nowadays we have 20 plus megapixels on a phone, so that's the only downfall of this kind of phone. And also I realized that it's kind of laggy on the if you want to flip through the tabs and everything like that. It's very delayed and whatnot. Here I'm just showing flashlight. I'm just showing you how bright it is. I did a test with it between my iPhone and this phone, and this is actually a lot less bright than my iPhone. There's an SOS mode as well, which is nice and handy in case you get stranded somewhere. Yeah, there's a lot of cool different apps and whatnot. I'm just gonna go to settings again and show you the brightness, how bright it can get. So bright it can get. And sometimes I've realized that it's very faulty, or it won't even pick up my touch at all, which is unfortunate, but you know. I paid $40 for this phone, so I didn't really expect anything too high in tech. But again, for the price point, I feel like that's a pretty good deal. Here, I'm just gonna take this off. Take the case off. I've realized as well, I have very oily hands, and I've realized that the oil stays on the phone a lot. And if you watch throughout the video, you can definitely tell that there's a lot of like oil marks from my hands, which is unfortunate because it's makes the phone look a little bit more cheaper. I think anyway. Here at the bottom, this is where the speakers are, and then on the side at the top is where you put your charging and headphone jack. Yep, here as I'm pointing. And then there's a volume as well on the right side, and then a lock on the left side of the phone. I have no idea what the brand is, which is surprising. I don't know how they got Android onto here, but I guess that's what all the foreign like from China and whatnot have. It's usually Android versus Mac and whatnot. I did an internet test, and it actually is pretty fast. Let's go to thescore.com. It's pretty fast for, you know, this kind of phone. But I've realized as soon as I tried to go like into much more like advanced pages, like where they have, you know, where they have GIFs, or they have moving slideshows and whatnot, then the phone like takes a while, or it doesn't even load the internet page at all. I couldn't even do anything on this page, whereas if I was on my iPhone, I'd be able to have it loaded completely in a matter of seconds, which I just think it's probably just the software of the phone that it's just not able to take the full capacity of how much the phone, how much the website needs. I was able to get on TSN though, which was nice. But again, some things were delayed, like the pictures and everything like that. But no, here I feel like it would be a good phone for somebody that's just starting out. So whether it's a child, an older grandpa, or whatnot. Here's the camera. The camera is actually at the top. Here, I'm going to take off the back. This is a very cheap plastic. Like, I almost broke it, which sucks. And the bottom little lens thing, that's not the camera. The camera's at the top of the phone. Here's the battery. It's 3,800 megahertz, which isn't too bad, which is a pretty big phone and should last you quite a while on one charge. There is, here I'm going to take off the battery. I'm going to try to anyway. And here it is. Model P20 IMEI 1 and 2. Here are the volume buttons. Up and down, that's up and down. And then here's the lock button that I was talking about earlier. This has a dual SIM card slot. It's very convenient, I believe. If you have a business or if you just need 2 personal lines, it's great. Yeah, and see what I was talking about earlier. You could see a little bit there, the oil from my hands. And I don't know. I personally think it's a pretty good. I think it's worth it for the $40. You get a decent phone. I took some phone calls on it as well. It's pretty clear for the most part. I think overall it's a pretty good phone. For the price anyway. It could get a lot worse. Don't get me wrong. For what it's worth, I think it's worth it. Alright, this is How To Tech Tips. Good night, and don't forget to subscribe.